Good evening and welcome to South Coast Marketing Group's virtual Q&A. We've got a great show lined up tonight. We're going to talk about Gorilla Glue, hair, what you can do. Maybe you can use some Gorilla Glue on your nails. Maybe great for massage. You never know. Maybe there's some Gorilla tape you might want to use for certain parts to get those spots clean. But we'll talk about that tonight. We're going to have a fun show tonight. We've got Gloria from Gloria Company in Fairhaven, Massachusetts, who will be our guest tonight. So without any further ado, let's get going with South Coast Marketing Group virtual Q&A. Good evening again, and welcome to South Coast Marketing Group's virtual Q&A, where we're asking questions about COVID and what it's done to their businesses of business owners here in the area. It's a tough pandemic. We all know that. A lot of businesses have struggled through this. Businesses have closed down, have had to sell everything they own. Some business owners have lost their homes, their business, everything that's been invested into them. And then there's businesses who have learned to pivot, adjust, and adapt and come through on the other side. And Gloria from Gloria Company is no exception to this rule tonight. She has struggled through this, has figured out how to make it work, how to pivot, adjust, and adapt, and is still here today to talk to us. She's been around for quite a while now in the world of hair salon and spa services. So without further ado, let's bring Gloria in. Good evening, Gloria. How are you?
I'm fabulous. How are you, Todd?
I'm doing fantastic.
Great.
So as we know,
having me on tonight.
Oh, thank you for joining us. It's a great time. I'm glad you're here to join us. I know you just left the salon and are just getting home tonight, so
yes.
Busy day as always.
Yes.
And like we know right here, a statement we put on the screen here, the salon business wasn't built to withstand a pandemic. You know that better than anyone. Months of social distancing has been devastating for an industry of professionals who you make your living by touching people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what do you do in that instance? What was your thought with this pandemic for your business and how you were going to survive? What were you going to do when everything COVID was talking about in foreign countries, that what was happening in Italy was happening in Britain? We saw it coming. No one knew it was going to be as bad as it was, especially to your industry. We never realized, and no one gave a thought as to what was going to happen in the health services industry.
Right.
How did it affect you initially?
Well, it was interesting that you just shared that. It certainly was here in other countries, and Italy was hit very hard. The company that we partner with, Davines, they're actually from Italy. So we were very, very fortunate that they actually gave us some hints as to what we might be able to do. Some of them were certainly very helpful. But where was our thoughts? My number one thought was, when we found out that, okay, we're going to have to close down for a considerable amount of time, initially 2 weeks. Okay, we could do 2 weeks. But after that, it was, how can we best take care of our team? We have a team of 20 people that, have children, that have families that we needed to support. And how could we, help them with that? And we did. And the second thing was our guests. How can we best take care of them? What can we do for them? How can we pivot? Exactly what you said. What are the things that we can do to help to take care of them? And last of all, of course, was how can we save the business? It being closed for all those weeks, there were still bills to be paid, rent to be paid, insurance to be paid, all of those things to be taken care of. And where exactly was that money going to come from where we had no income? So it was an experience.
Yeah, definitely one you don't want to relive again, I'm sure.
And that's my next line. And one that we never want to relive again. We were kind of thrown into a situation where we were making decisions about things we knew nothing about.
Right.
Hoping that we were making the right decisions, but never knowing if it really is the right decision. So it's been, I wish I could say that I was a fearless leader during this time, that, I was unscathed, but totally the opposite. It was a very emotional and difficult time for me, to be totally transparent. I cried every day. Sometimes I didn't know why I was crying, but I was crying. And so it was a very difficult situation. And I'm really thrilled to feel as though we're turning the corner. And I feel as though I'm turning the corner and ready to move forward.
Yeah, which is great. And that's where we have to be. I mean, all of us kind of as business owners were thrown into this. There's no guidance. There's no history
Nope.
book that tells you what to do, how to handle this, and what that next step is.
Exactly. I wish
Saying
there
that,
was.
exactly. Saying that, what are some of the steps you did to prepare for this lockdown when it happened, and what did you try to do, and what did you do?
So I am very fortunate that I have a wonderful network of colleagues and professionals around the country. And we began meeting regularly on Zoom. And we began comparing what the rules are going to be to reopen in different states across the country. And so, what we literally did was we prepared ourselves, we prepared Gloria and Company to be able to open in any state in the United States that opened. So, whatever any other state said that we needed to do, we did. We, stockpiled PPEs. Uh, there were some states that said you could blow dry, other states that said you couldn't blow dry, some states that said that you needed to wear disposable aprons, some states didn't. We prepared ourselves so that if we needed to, we could open in any state in the United States. That was our
Wow.
goal. And that's exactly what we did with the help of our friends. We had again, friends across the country that had access to face shields. Face shields were so difficult to get initially.
Yep.
And we had friends that, so we create this huge big order and we got a bunch of face shields. And so we started doing things like that. We also started creating our own personal safety structure within Gloria Company, because quite honestly, I don't believe that any state, the State Board of Cosmetology in Massachusetts was not prepared for this. And we did not receive any, particular guidance from them. So we decided we were just going to create our own. And so that's exactly what we did.
Fantastic. That's
Yeah.
really before we continue, I want to announce to everybody we are going to be doing a gift card giveaway tonight that we have in the last few episodes here. Gloria has graciously donated 3 $25 gift cards that can be used for any services at Gloria Company. So make a comment throughout the night. We'll randomly announce when we're going to do a gift card giveaway and reach out, and Gloria will pick a winner. You can win a $25 gift card for services at Gloria Company. So
Yay.
not bad for being able to watch a show and you get rewarded at the same time. So
Absolutely. And thank you everyone for watching. I really appreciate that. I had several guests today. They're like, "Oh, you're doing something special tonight, aren't you, Gloria?" And I said, "Yes, I am."
it's always special at South Coast. Come on.
Yeah, absolutely.
So before we get more into the nitty gritty of what happened in COVID, as we all know, let's lighten it up a little bit. One of the posts you had made on social media was everybody's watching what on Netflix, on HBO Max, on Amazon. What was your go-to and what is your go-to now? People want to know, what do you watch? What do you do in your downtime now?
Yeah. So what I found is I really used to do a lot of reading, but I noticed that I'm having a harder time really staying focused on like business or personal growth. So when I'm watching TV, I want just plain old lightness, fun, easy stuff. So my latest obsession, and I really hope they come back with another season, was Bridgerton.
Yep.
I absolutely adored Bridgerton. I just recently finished the last season of Shameless because it always makes me feel so much better when I watch that show. And yeah, it's been really about lightness. Every now and then I will throw in like a TED Talk, and I adore Brene Brown. I follow lots of her teachings and watch any special that she has on. But just recently it's been about lightness. It's about really wanting to giggle and laugh, and every now and then, we watched a lot too, Jerry Seinfeld, the old Jerry Seinfeld episodes. For real, I loved him.
Yep. Yeah, one of our coworkers actually told us the other day they've made the Muppets into The Office. They've
Oh my
redone a bunch of those. I can't wait to see those. I'm not going to look for those. That'll be pretty fun to watch.
Yeah,
so,
I bet.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have some fun with this. You have to in downtime. There's got to be a way to separate from everything.
Yeah, there's not much else. I remember I loved living vicariously through my guests when they would come in and be like, "So where are you traveling to? Like, what are you doing? Where are you going?" And there's not a lot of that kind of conversation that's happening, not really anybody's doing anything, including myself. So, I get very excited to be at work and have the exchange with my guests. But when I come home, it's chill.
Yep. You have to have that separation and just kind of
Absolutely.
leave everything at the doorway.
And to keep our bubble as small as we can.
Yeah, absolutely. Otherwise, we'd all go
Yeah,
crazy.
exactly.
More than we are, but yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the questions I proposed to you earlier is like, if you ventured out right now for a treatment or a trim, you're going to encounter plexiglass barriers, tons of cleaning supplies, less clients that are going to be in the salon at any time, and you reopened. What was the initial customer command? What did they want right away?
I think that we were very fortunate that we created a system so we were able to supply our guests with hair color that they could apply themselves at home. But prior to them coming back. But, hair color certainly was the number one priority. I learned a lot about hair color during this time. Not so much about the technical part of it, but how important hair color is for women. And whether they were at work or not at work, they wanted their hair colored. And so that was a real, that was probably our most popular, or the urgency was to have their hair colored. But not by them, but by us. And I think that also helped them to appreciate the fact that, it isn't as fun as it seems, especially when you're doing it to yourself. So I'm very grateful for everyone that supported us and bought hair color from us and picked it up on the bench outside the salon. And it became a little ritual for us every week that we were mixing these custom hair colors, and it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But then, what we really found, which is fascinating, is, and I truly believe it, is because we aren't getting enough touch. Our spa services are crazy busy. So, in years past, our number one spa service was a 60-minute massage. Now it's a 90-minute massage. So we're doing our best it's like quadrupled from 60 to 90. Everyone wants to be touched longer. So what we're trying to do now is kind of think out of the box as to how we can further enhance that massage feeling. And so we've got a few plans for that. But yeah, we really noticed that spa and touch and that in feeling safe while that's happening. Our spa protocol is, very conservative, shall we say. And we do everything over and above what needs to be the minimum, shall we say. And our guests trust us. We share on social media on a regular basis the things that we're doing, the safety measures that we're continually upgrading. And spa is right now, every day we have a waiting list of guests waiting to have a massage that day.
That's great.
It's wonderful.
It is wonderful. And I think everyone's so tense too. They need that massage.
Exactly. And again, I think, if we really think about how many people that are touching us and that we are touching, it's that tiny baby bubble. And I just think that, it's a real lesson in human nature that we need more than that.
It's true. It's true. Mm-hmm. So right now we just popped up on the screen. It's gift card giveaway time.
All right.
Do you want to pick a winner or do you want me to pick somebody from our comments?
I want you to pick a winner because I don't want to be biased.
There we go. Okay. I am looking at Myra Goldberg.
Myra, yay! Congratulations, Myra.
So Myra, swing by the salon and Gloria will be happy to take care of you. You'll be all set there. Congratulations, Maya. All right. So with the whole massage, that's a big thing. How is that? Are people nervous with the whole salon experience the way it looks now with the safety precautions in place? Are people timid when they're first coming in for massage for the first time or coming back to the salon for the first time? Are you seeing a timid and kind of unsure what to expect response?
I think that when people are coming back, that they're asking more questions when they're calling on the phone as to what our protocols are. We have someone that just takes care of phone calls for us. We're very, very fortunate offsite. And I check in with her regularly to find out how things are going. And that's what we originally found. People were saying, well, what can I expect when I arrive? What are you guys doing? What's going on with that? And she was, would answer very thoroughly as to what exactly we were doing. When you're talking about, plexiglass, we really try to be as sustainable to the environment with our salon. And I do feel very sad about the fact that in a couple of years, our landfill is going to be filled with plexiglass because, we do have a lot of plexiglass in the salon. We have sneeze guards everywhere. We have, dividers between each station. We practice, so if we can't if we can't work more than 6 feet apart, there's a partition. There's a bit of plexiglass there. Prior to this happening, we had guest of ours that would arrive early for their appointments just because they wanted to hang out with us.
Yep.
They would wait in the waiting area, which we no longer have a waiting area. We can't have that right now. They'd have a cup of tea. They just hang out for the vibe, that's not, we can't provide that for them right now. And it's a bit sad, but we can't do that. If you came in during, wine down, we'd serve you a glass of wine. If you weren't there during wine down, it was tea or water. We can't do that. So there were a whole lot of things that we're not able to provide right now, but we just figure that safety right now is most important, and so that's the luxury. The more safe we can get, the more luxurious the experience can be.
Definitely. One of the questions I just saw on the side here, going back to the do-it-yourself hair coloring, were you nervous that your clients were totally going to ruin their hair?
Because we were able to supply that for them, I wasn't afraid of that. And we had, what I imagined was, a guest walking through the hair color aisle at CVS. And if you've ever had the opportunity to do that, it's massive. Honestly, it makes me want to color my hair when I walk down that aisle. But would our guests make the right decision? I'm not sure of that, which was why we decided that we were going to start supplying hair color for our guests.
Nice.
And we would have some control.
This is a natural.
Yeah, me too. And that was a really interesting part of the whole pandemic, is a lot of our guests would have never let their hair color grow out as long as they did. So they made this transition, which of course gray is very trendy now, Todd. So it is. We are where we're supposed to be. But yeah, it really had taken them past that point. So they were like, I think I'm gonna give it a whirl.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a quick break here. We made a commercial for you today, and I know you haven't had a chance to see this because you've been at work.
I haven't.
Let's unveil your commercial we made for you, and hopefully everyone will start seeing this on social media and everywhere Gloria Company wants to advertise.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Hey, my days today. Oh, on the lake until the rising sun.
How cool.
There you go. You're welcome.
Thank you. I have to plug my phone in. Excuse me, guys.
Yep.
He told me to do it earlier, and okay. Anyway.
It happens.
Yeah.
Hey, we're live. That's a beauty of being live. It's fun.
Absolutely.
Oh, now you just went black on us here.
I'm sorry. I'm back.
Here we go. All right. So the next thing I want to talk about is what are you predicting with this going forward? I know we just talked about like plexi shield, sneeze guards, things like that. A lot of the talk that we hear about in different industries that we service is sneeze guards and things like that. They think are here to stay. They think that that's the way of the future, that the common cold, the different things like that, protecting the host, hostess, cashier, that it's something that was past due, that it should have been here for a long, long time, and it hasn't been till now. Mm-hmm. Do you feel that that's something that you'll do in the salon, to have partition dividers and things like that going forward? Or when this is finally, everyone's vaccinated and this is done and we don't hear of COVID spread like we're hearing now, that it's gone and you can go back to a normal that we used to have?
I feel that, if you really think about it, no one was sick this winter. Like, no one had a cold, no one was sick. So there definitely is an advantage with masks and with social distancing. I believe in our industry that we will probably be mandated to wear masks for a long time. We're in close contact with people longer than 15 minutes, closer than 6 feet. And I think that, it may be something that's mandated for us, maybe not for our guests, but for us. It's uncomfortable. I'll be very honest with you. I work 10 to 12 hour days. We're blow drying hair. It's hot. We're cleaning, constantly cleaning. And I know that there are other industries that are experiencing the same type of situation. It's not easy. But I feel that, maybe the plexiglass won't have to stay up, but certainly the cleaning, the masking for us especially, I think is going to be around for a long time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's definitely going to change the way things are for sure.
Yeah.
It already has, and it'll be interesting to see in 6 months, a year, 2 years from now, where we're all at with that. Like, hopefully, we don't see the overflow and that somebody can repurpose all this plexiglass that's out there in the world.
Yeah, who was it that said that maybe we should save them for? I don't know. We'll figure something out. We'll figure something. A good way to recycle them, I'm sure.
I'm told, hopefully, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
So with this, obviously, you had to step up your game and do a lot more digitally than you were probably ever more comfortable doing.
Exactly.
What are some of the things you did to keep the business alive and to keep your name out there, to keep the cash coming in, to keep the business afloat? Let's talk about some of the things you had to do that maybe put you out of your comfort zone, digital marketing wise.
When the first week that we closed, my amazing team came forward and they created a week worth of happiness for our guests. And there were games to be played. And if you sent in a picture of yourself while you were blow drying your hair, I mean, it was great. So that was really wonderful. And what it did was it really engaged our guests. We did some virtual facials where our hair team, my skincare team, showed you different steps of facials, and then we provided our guests with the product if they chose to purchase that. So that was something that we did that was, we had never done that before. And just really trying to keep our guests engaged in what we're doing, and quite honestly, reminding them regularly of our safety measures, of what we're doing, for an example. So winter's coming, winter's here. And when winter was coming, I was, thinking about what are we going to do with guest coats? Because our coats are, we have a small closet. It's not very well ventilated. So we had to then step things up yet again. And now when you come and have your hair done or whatever, we take your coat and we wrap it in plastic and we put it in the closet, and there it stays, so that, do I really, in my wildest dreams, do I believe that COVID can spread that way? I'm not sure of that, but it is another level of safety that I think our guests feel much more comfortable with.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, kudos to you. I haven't heard of anybody doing that yet. So
yeah, it's, and again, because of the group of people and our guests and our friends, there was a salon in Canada that one of my friends that I very much look up to, and they started doing that. It was okay, where can I even get this stuff? And of course, where else could I get it but what was on Amazon? And there we did. So yeah, it's like a dry cleaning bag when a guest comes in, so that our team doesn't necessarily have to hang up their coat. We give them a hanger and then we cover it with plastic, and when they leave, we do the same.
Yeah, which is fantastic. That's, definitely one way to help stop the spread as much as possible. And I know some of the posts we saw that you did was fantastic as you were going through the months, the days, the weeks, as everything was going on after you reopened in May. How many clients you serviced during that time to help provide hair care and nail care and massage and everything else, and yet not contribute to the spread of COVID.
And I have to tell you that a bit of a story behind that. We were sharing that information with everyone, but we were also really trying to support our salons in California, our friends' salons in California. They were closed, 6 or 7 times during this whole situation. And so we started putting numbers out so that people could see that this is not, salons are not a place that COVID is spread. Yep. It just isn't. It's less than 0.100%. It's like the minutest little, we're not spreading.
Yep.
And I'm proud of that.
Which is fantastic. No, it's absolutely great, because you do hear the horror stories on the other end of salon owners who don't want to do the masks. They don't want to do the safety precautions. And you hear about the horror stories that have happened there, how someone went in, now we got a haircut, and COVID has spread wildfire throughout their salon. So that fear is out there. I mean, there's definitely fear mongering. There's no question about it. But there's also factoid that goes with everything as well. And obviously you're on top of the facts and are being proactive about it, which separates you from everybody else that's out there.
Well, thank you.
which is great.
Listen, my mantra during this is we're doing the best we can. That's it. We're doing the best we can.
And that's all you can do.
That's all we can do.
Each day is a different story. No one knows where you got to wake up, what it's going to be and what's going to happen. So that's fantastic. So
thank you.
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely congratulations with that. So with that, going forward with all the different precautions you've put in place, the different things, what has been the overall feedback from customers? What kind of things have they said to you about initiating the whole curbside pickup, initiating the do-at-home self-care coloring, being able to get products during this time, obviously waiting months to come in and get a haircut because everyone had bangs that were down to the chins. And what was the initial feedback and feedback overall still today that you're getting from clients?
You know, I'm really very proud of the fact that we have many of our clients that go to the grocery store and come to Gloria Company, and that's all they do. That's the only places that they go. So I'm really honored that they would trust us, really, that they would trust us. Because if you think about it, for all of us, I mean, where is it that you go that you would spend almost an hour with one person, except for people that are in your little bubble, maybe your family? So it really has created, and again, I'm very honored, it really has created another level of trust with our guests. And I'm really honored that they would feel that way. You know, I've been in this business for, you know, over 40 years. I have guests of mine that I've been seeing for 40 years. And to know that they trust us to come to see us. We also, which is, it's amazing how things happen, but we have a private room as well. So if we have a guest that comes in and they're not comfortable sitting and having their hair done, even though the partitions are up, we can provide a private room for them. And then another thing that we are realizing is, and kind of took the hint from restaurants. So we're now starting to provide bubble parties. And we call them, you know, you bring your bubble. We supply the bubbles, and it's, you know, a private party. You have the spa all to yourself, and you know, we can do a bubble party for one. If you want to, if you felt uncomfortable to come in at any other time, you can exclusively have that space for yourself. So that's kind of our bit of out of the box thinking. Like, let's bring to our guests what they really need. Nice. Okay. And
they have to. I mean, you have to get so creative now with what your business model is going to be.
Yeah, I mean, I love the little igloos that, you know, that all sort of thing, and that's what kind of got me thinking about that. Like, yeah, like we could do something like that.
Yep, I actually saw last week there was a former ski resort up in New Hampshire that sold off all their gondola rides and all the ski carts, and a restaurant bought them all up and has turned those into outdoor seating.
I saw that as well. I thought, how cool is that?
Yeah, totally different and unique. And you have to do that in the marketing world. You have to think, what is going to be the next thing I have to do? Because what I did in the past doesn't exist anymore. For the 99% of that, you can't redo that again. So what's that next new move? And what differentiates you from your competition that's out there? You don't want to do the same thing. And what's it going to be? And you've been very successful with that. I mean, everything, you see the comments on social media, you see everything you've done to come up with different ideas and techniques. With that, what are you looking at in the digital marketing world for yourself going forward? Do you see yourself offering maybe clinics for people to learn how to do massage through video, or learning how to do hair coloring at home through video techniques and different things like that? Do you see something like that coming through for Gloria Company?
What I think is, if I was going to say, what I think our next step is, it's going to be more of DIY facials at home that we will guide you step by step. You know, we will send you a package of particular products that you need for your skin that would be customized for you, and then we'll guide you through, whether it's one-on-one, whether it's a group Zoom. We'll create, you know, what experience would you like? Would you like something that's totally individual for yourself, a total intimate situation, or would you we could do it in a group situation? That's kind of where I'm going next, with bringing things for our guests at home. With that being said, I believe that facials are, you know, again, it's all about the touch situation, but it's a different situation in that you're touching the face And I think that sometimes guests are a little intimidated by that. So we want to make them more comfortable, and we want to respect the fact that, we do have face shields, we have, plexi protection. But if you're still not comfortable, we can guide you through it at home.
Nice, nice. Definitely something different. I know you're gonna help me with a facial. Can you help me out?
I can.
Make me look pretty.
I can.
Perfect.
Prettier.
There we go. Perfect. So with that, it's actually gift card giveaway time. So
All
why
right.
don't we pick a winner here? Let's see who we have. You want me to pick it again, or do you want to pick?
Yeah, I want to be totally unbiased. Please.
All right. Diane, and I'm going to hack apart your last name, Diane. I apologize. Chudzik. Hope I said that right.
Congratulations, Diane.
All right. Congratulations, Diane. You're our next winner. Let's just make sure we note out here for you. There you go. So what I want to do now is kind of take you on a little step backwards. We put together a video of what it was like for you through COVID.
All right.
And some of the posts you did on social media and just some of the reactions you had. You had some really unique tips that you put out for people, ideas how to get through COVID and funny things like that as well. Long hair, don't care, and party in the front, mullet time.
Yeah.
So let's show you some of this right now and take a little quick memory trip down memory lane. a little
That
trip
was
that way.
awesome. That was awesome. I got a little teary. I got a
We don't
little
want you crying
teary.
now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, thank you
Thanks.
for all you've done. And
Thank
some of the
you.
things we saw in there is how you've reached out for the community as well. It wasn't just for Gloria Company. You reached out to the community. The Congregational Church needs some help with the food pantry. And it looks like your clientele stepped up big time for you for that.
I'm always so grateful for our team and for our guests. You know, anytime that there is a community need, we do our best to step up. And it felt really good because I think during the whole pandemic situation, it was difficult to see past your nose. You're so, you know, and so it felt so good to get involved with something else and to give and to, it was a great feeling. So it was definitely win-win. Let me tell you, definitely
Yeah.
win-win.
Yeah, it's always a good feeling, especially now with COVID. I think a lot of people have adopted that feeling like, how can I help the other person? How can I help my fellow man?
Yeah,
What
and
can
so
I
it was
do?
lovely. And they are, you know, that church is amazing.
Great. No, it's fantastic to see that. And a lot of businesses, and especially around you, and the businesses in the whole Fairhaven Business District have really stepped up to help each other out.
Absolutely.
Which has been phenomenal to see that camaraderie get built more than it was before. And it was pretty strong
Agreed.
before. And I mean,
Agreed. You know, absolutely.
you guys have really stepped up. I know, like I said, the surrounding businesses you have, we're not going to name names tonight and give them free advertising, but we know who they are, and everybody in the area would know what they've done.
Absolutely. We could say initials, but I won't even go there. Okay.
So, so we saw in there some of the messaging that you put out there during COVID. How did you come up with the sensitive messaging that you had to do and figure out the right way to put it out there? Or did you just kind of, hey, this is what has to be done. I got to do it today, and this is what's going to go out there?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, really, it was really it. It was like, how can I share the information that I need to share in the with the most calm emotion that I can do, because you know I knew that that's what we all needed. That's what I needed. I needed to feel calmer. So I tried my best when we were putting things out on social media to present things in the calmest way that we could. Because we knew that when we were ready to come back, that our guests were going to be looking for that calmness, looking for that, you know, escape from what was going on. And so we did our best to start that way and to, you know, to really try to be as calm as we could with everything that we presented.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, one of the things I know we talked about earlier about doing mass orders of PPE and getting equipment, things like that in there. As far as salon product, was there an effect on that as well? Getting in product, getting in
again, for us, a little bit, not anything crazy. But again, remembering that we mostly deal with an Italian company, our hair color, all of our shampoos, conditioners, et cetera, all are imported from Italy. But they already had to jump on it again because they knew that what was going to happen. So the North American team, you know, began to stockpile product here. So I mean, we had a couple of tiny glitches, but nothing that was even more than a bump in the road.
Fantastic.
We're very fortunate.
That is fortunate, absolutely.
Yes.
So, if you could go back and share a reflection of what you did during this crisis and how that would get another business owner right now who's still dealing with this, still going through this right now, think of one thing or a couple things that you did in this and go back to it and think, oh my gosh, what am I going to do today? What am I going to do tomorrow? How is this going to affect us? And what did you do to get through that, get over that hurdle, get through the hump, and get where you are today?
Yep. Ask for help. Never, ever, ever, you know, discredit that. I mean, reach out. There, you know, although being in this pandemic was like reinventing the wheel because it hadn't been done before. There's someone out there that's done that has the information that you need. Keeping your being open enough to, you know, even speak to and stay connected with other businesses that do what you do and not feel uncomfortable about reaching out for help for them. Because I'll be honest with you, we all want to help one another. And, you know, if there's someone listening right now and they needed help with their business, I would do whatever I could to help them to get through it. would I have all the answers? No, but I have a lot of friends and they have a lot of answers and they have a lot of connection. So, I would absolutely say, never, ever, ever discredit asking for help. It's all about that.
No, absolutely. Fantastic advice.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of advice, let's just take a quick screenshot here and look at something. Maybe you can give a little advice to your viewers tonight about something.
So the Gorilla Glue gig. There really aren't any words for that. There really aren't. There's no words for that. But my husband actually, he's more in tune to staying with, like what's happening like every day. I try to get through every day. And so he shared that with me initially. And I was like, this is like bizarre, like one of the most bizarre things I had ever heard. And I just hope that in the end that no one ever does it again, because it certainly brought a lot of media attention to Gorilla Glue, hey, wherever you can get it. But yeah, that was really, I have to laugh about it because there aren't any words to even explain it,
Yeah, no, you were saying earlier she had to have plastic surgery to
Really not.
fix things like that. And you had a great solution to that she didn't need plastic surgery.
If she didn't get plastic surgery, man, I thought that she connected with the plastic surgeon.
No. You were telling me earlier that she wouldn't have needed plastic surgery if she just let her hair.
Yeah, well, because I had a plan for her. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Yeah, when you've been around long enough, as I could have figured something out for her. She didn't need a plastic surgeon. Yeah, if she had come to see Gloria Company or any of my teammates, because they're all amazing, we could have guided her through this, and she would not have needed a plastic surgeon.
So what's your plan? Let's hear this. America wants to know.
So she has Gorilla Glue, and she obviously has it, in her hair and stuck to her scalp. Okay, but whether or not there's Gorilla Glue there or not, hair grows. Like that's just. It is like you can't stop hair from growing. It grows. So eventually it would start to move away from her scalp and her hair would literally push it away. And we would have done our best to remove it that way. And I would have not charged her as much as the plastic surgeon, although he offered his services for free, right?
He
did. Good for her.
She may have had to look like Cam Newton for the next 6 months, but hey.
Oof. Craziness. And how much, listen, the last part of this is how much Gorilla Glue do you need to use to make that happen? Have you ever used Gorilla Glue? I think we've all had some kind of experience with it. That was like a lot of Gorilla Glue.
And how did her hands not stick to her head?
Oh, that's a whole other situation. How about if something dry? No, it's, yeah.
I think there was a second party involved here that we don't know about. There has to be.
Yeah. And, I hope that, again, I just hope that no one ever does that again. Dear God.
All right. So with that, we are at the time right now where it is time for our final gift card giveaway.
Oh, exciting.
Exciting it is. Let's see here. Who do we have here tonight now? Lynn Catterall.
Lynn Catterall. Yay.
There we go.
Congratulations, Lynn.
Congrats, Lynn. Good job. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love this. Is fantastic. The comments that have come in to you tonight, Gloria, are fantastic. I love this right now. Hashtag what would Gloria do? This is perfect.
I love that. Hey, I'm gonna have to use that, man. I'm gonna use that. Thank you.
You should. You do bottle Gorilla Glue and what would Gloria do? There we go. We'll create the next commercial for you with that.
All right, cool.
Be perfect. But some of these comments that have come in are just fantastic. Like this one here, I'm going to show it on the screen here.
Okay.
It's fantastic. We feel safe and welcome. So much has changed, yet nothing has changed. And I think that holds true for everything we've talked about tonight.
That's beautiful.
You've truly come full circle for learning what you had to do in this business and figuring out a way to keep the business afloat, keep the business going, which isn't easy, especially in a business. Again, we've talked about that. It's touching people. Physical interaction in a world where we're told 6 feet apart, don't breathe, don't talk, don't touch, keep your hands in your pockets, wear gloves. Yet here you are. You've made it through. It says a lot about your drive, your knowledge, and your dedication to your business, to your clients, to your staff. And you need to be commended for that. Absolutely. So, and
Thank you. And I have to say that my staff, without them, there's no Gloria Company. and they were warriors. They were ready to come back. They were ready to really put themselves in a place of danger, really, to, allow that situation to happen. So without them, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Let me tell you, they are warriors.
Which is fantastic. And like your website says, there's a tribe.
Yeah, as our tribe. Yes,
They
sir.
are your tribe. Absolutely. Not to offend anybody who gets offended by those things.
Oh my God, I know, right? I have to be careful about all those things, but yes.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. So to end this tonight, there's just one other question I have to say is, and we kind of talked about it already right now, but your one word that you would sum up everything that this has done for you and what it's done to you and for you. Can you put it into one word?
One word. Grateful. Very grateful.
Let's do.
But no, okay, grateful. Grateful that I'm alive, grateful that we're alive, grateful that we're here talking, grateful, but also never to take anything for granted. Never to take anything for granted. I mean, we talk about that at the salon. I mean, there were times in the salon that we were so busy that at the end of the day, it would almost bring us to tears. It was like, oh my God, we will never take anything for granted. Never take, because now, I mean, we can have the most in our salon at one time is 9 people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So one last question, then I'm going to let you off the hot seat for tonight.
Okay, thank you.
Go have a glass of wine and relax.
Thank you, and I will.
What's your prediction for post-virus overall in the wellness industry? Where do you see everybody coming out of this post-virus?
Well, I'm very grateful for the vaccine. And I believe that that's going to be the game changer. I think that we will have a new normal, although I hate that new normal thing, but I think that there will be a new beautiful place that we're all going to be coming from. It's going to be a safer place. It's going to be safer for our guests. It's going to be safer for ourselves. And maybe we're all going to realize that we don't really have to work that hard. We don't have to work as hard as we did before, as long as, again, we're providing that level of luxury that is now safety.
Yeah. No, fantastic. Gloria, I want to thank you so much for your time tonight.
Thank you for the amazing opportunity.
You're
and
welcome.
Thank everybody for watching. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gloria, and congratulations again on being able to be here tonight. It says a lot. Dedication to your industry, to yourself, to your team, to everyone. And as you've seen tonight, everyone appreciates that. And
thank you.
love is definitely overflowing tonight. No question about it.
Thank you, Todd. Thanks so very much.
As you told me earlier, everyone is beautiful. And
that's right. Everyone is beautiful. Goodbye, beautifuls.
Well, thank you so much, Gloria. Take care.
Okay, you too. Thank you.
And I want to thank everybody for joining us again tonight. Stay tuned. We always have new clients coming up. Next week, we'll have a different client on here, a different topic, and we'll stay on top of what's happening in the post-COVID world and COVID world as we know it. So if you are a business owner and you would like to be on our show, please reach out to us at South Coast Marketing Group. We'd be more than happy to talk to you as well and get you onto our show. Thank you again. Be safe and be well.
South Coast Marketing Group is a full-service marketing agency located in Mattapoisett, offering marketing services such as website development, social media management, search engine optimization, pay-per-click advertising, logo and graphic design, print services, and anything marketing. You do your business, we do the rest. Call us today and let's start planning.